Hi guys, welcome to a new reading vlog where this time I am actually pretty excited. Not to say I'm not excited about my other videos, but I went to a different library after work one day last week just to check it out. I hadn't really browsed there before. I actually didn't know it was there until like last month. So I was like, oh, check it out. They had such a good selection, and I found a book that has been on my TBR not for too long, maybe only about like 8 months or so, but it's been a book that I've been so excited for and that I haven't been able to find in stores. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is the perfect opportunity to check out this book. Like it was there. It was waiting for me. And so that book is The Starving Saints by Caitlin Starling. And can we take a moment and talk about this cover? Like, it's giving Renaissance, it's giving the Dark Ages, like everything about this I'm loving. So, The Starving Saints, I haven't read anything by this author before. So what I know about this? This, I've only heard one creator talk about this, but from what she said, I was like, I need to read this immediately. So there is like a siege going on in this town. So everyone is forced to live in this castle and like the castle grounds. So think like 1,000 people inside this castle being forced to live together. And they are running out of food. They will run out of food in like 2 weeks. And look who's here. They're going to run out of food in 2 weeks. It's not a matter of if, it's going to happen in 2 weeks. And so, so there is like this nun who's also kind of like a mad scientist, and she saved them from the water problem like a few months before. She solved them from dehydration. And so now she's been tasked from the king to save them from starvation. But now she knows that that's going to require a miracle. Because she can't do what she did again. So she's going to have to like pray, I guess. So she has to basically create something from nothing, I guess. But the thing that's interesting me more than that is like all these people are praying to the gods like, help us, help us, help us, you got to save us. What happens when the gods answer but they're not who these people thought they were? Say less. I'm ready to get into it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Calypso, can you not? So I'm going to get started. It's almost bedtime, so I want to read maybe just the first few chapters, maybe like 3 to 4 chapters. Just read a little bit and then pick up some tomorrow. And I'll give you some updates in between. I don't have any other plans really. Today's Monday. We didn't have any patients at work, so today was pretty easy. But yeah, I'm gonna give updates. I'm so excited to get into this, so let's just do that. Let's get into it. Hi, I know I said I would stop updating constantly in bed. But I took a 2-hour nap. I don't want to move, you know? It's been quite a few days since I've read The Starving Saints, and 2, since I've just updated anything or filmed anything. So, yeah, this is going to be our first update for The Starving Saints. I have read 75 pages, and I read it all in one sitting. So let's talk about it. And first of all, these names are very hard to pronounce, or I just don't know how to pronounce them. So we're just gonna do our best, you know? So we follow 3 POVs, which typically I'm not a big fan of, but I am liking this. So the first character we're introduced to, whose name is, I'm gonna say Fosne. She is like a nun turned scientist. She saw, you know, they're in a castle, everyone's trapped together, they're going to starve in 15 days. Previously, they were going to die of dehydration. She solved that problem, and now she has been tasked by the king to solve the starvation problem, and she knows she cannot do it. They are asking for a miracle. So she is kind of frantic and a bit crazy, and she's doing everything she can to try and create something from nothing, create food from nothing. And she has these 2 like weird creatures living in her like mad scientist room. I don't know if they're like snakes or weird dogs or something, but something that doesn't exist has found her and is living peacefully with her. So she has 2 weird creatures. And then next we're introduced to Servan, who is a lady knight who has, unfortunately for her, been tasked at keeping Fosne on task. And so Servan is kind of like, I should be out there protecting the city. I should be, you know, keeping everyone calm. Why am I stuck in this cramped, tiny room with this crazy lady? And so, but she's tasked by the king, right? So she has to. So, she's really like, you have to give us a miracle. Like, you're going to. There's no question about it. You're going to. So she's not happy with her situation. And so then the last POV is a younger girl named Trayla, and she is living in the castle. And there's something like mysterious about her. We don't quite know what her deal is yet. Oh dear. Oh, Calypso. We don't know what her deal is yet. Oh, here she comes back. And she's standing there. Can you come over here? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. But Trayla, she finds like she just wants out, and apparently she has some beef with Servan, like from their past. I'm just gonna have to hold the camera. Has some beef with her. We don't know why yet. So she's trying to find a way out, and she manages to, like, over a period of a couple of days, I guess, dig like a small crawl space in one of the walls. She ends up in like this cavern, and like it starts talking to her, and by it I mean like the cave or something. She freaks out and comes back. So there's something going on. And where I ended, Fosne and Servan, you know, they were in Fosne's room, and Fosne started praying. She was like, please, I need help. I cannot bring a miracle. Only the gods can do that. And then there's this big sound. There's a bunch of light. So of course Servan jumps up thinking like someone's attacking. They go to the window, and like there's this really bright light, but they can see like 3 or 4 figures standing there. She's like, I'm out of here. I think someone's attacking. And so everyone is just kind of standing there outside, just staring up at these people. And so Servan gets closer and she's like, these are the saints. These are the saints. They're here. They're real. They're here. And we're saved. And she falls to the ground crying. So the saints have arrived. That's where I stopped. It's so good. It is so good. Just the atmosphere. Oh, and I forgot a part. So there was a small attack or siege on the castle. And so there was like a funeral for one of the guys that died. And Servan lingers behind a little bit because she just feels like something's off. And so the king, and I think one of the elder nuns, it could be someone else, but it's either a nun or the princess. And they're like kind of examining the body, you know, and so Servan's like, what's up? Is he really injured? And so the king grabs his sword and cuts the dead guy's arm off. And so Servan is like, whoa. What are you doing? Literally, what are you doing? What do you think they're doing? Food. Yeah. And so she's like, no. No, we can't. No. We can't do that. No, that's a bad. We can't do that. And so the king is like, we have to do what we can until Fasne brings us a miracle. And so Servan's like, she's not going to give you a miracle. I would rather die than eat another human person. And so everyone's like, too bad. We're going to have to do that. So yeah, that happened too, also. So it's just really good. I'm having a great time with it. I hope to read a little bit more. I like to get to page like 125 today if I can. I'm still in a reading slump. I don't want to read really anything. It's not that I don't want to read, it's just I don't know. This has been a long update, so I'm going to try and read a bit more, and then I will get back with you. Okay, hi, welcome back. Full transparency, it has been 6 days since I last updated you. When I last talked to you, I had the beginnings of a headache, and it turned into a migraine, and that migraine has not left, and it is 6 days later, and I still have that migraine. It's the same type of migraine that I had, if you remember the ones that I was having last year, like those really severe ones. Yeah, it's one of those. It's completely debilitating. I can't do anything. I don't want to eat. I don't want to do anything, but I made it out of bed. As you can see, I'm not in bed. I'm in the study. So that Monday night, I did manage to read quite a bit of the Starving Saints, but I haven't read anything since. So I have refreshed myself, and we're going to talk about what I did read. I'm now, when I did finish last, I was at 58%, so 58 or 60% of the way through. So we're going to talk about it. I'm going to try to not do like spoilers, but where we last left off was where the saints had arrived, and so very quickly it's evident that something is not right with the saints. But with Servan, she is very drawn in by the saints and swept in by the Constant Lady, who is like the main saint, and is very much oblivious to what is going on around her and the things that she's ignoring and the things that she's doing and consuming, and just very, just not there when the saints are there. And so Fosne and Trayla start working together they're trying to escape, right? Because they're like, whoa, these saints are not who they're supposed to be. Let's get out of here. But then they kind of do get out, but they're kind of like, they get the urge to go back and help everybody. And then Fosne gets like these like weird abilities, and like it could be like some more of her like miracle stuff, I don't know. But she's going back to try and save everyone, which is like, she feels like it's her duty. And so she realizes that, hey, the water that I created somehow last time, it has like clarifying properties, and that can help bring everyone out of this like stupor that they're in with these saints. And so she's really just trying to figure out how to save everyone and get everyone to realize, hey, these saints are not who they say they are, and look at what you're doing. And so that's really where I'm at. There's a lot of back and forth between the three POVs, and Servana is just really, she is going through it with like her periods of clarity. She's like, I know what I should be doing, but I am so obviously, like drawn in, and I can't just, they have a certain power over me and I can't stop it. So I have to do what I can while I can. So I don't want to give away more than that, but things are in the works. All three ladies, they are working to do what they can to save everyone. And that means different things for each character. And so I'm really enjoying it, even though I haven't read it in 6 days. But last time I read it, I was really enjoying it. Beyond that, I have literally done not a single thing because of my head. Yeah, so I would love to do some like cleaning around the house today. Today's Sunday, last day before a work week, but I don't think I can. But we will see. But yeah, so Starving Saints, like 60% of the way through. I have this much left. So yeah, like 120 pages left. So no clue when I'll finish it. Depends on, one, when my migraine goes away, and two, the severity of it. So, but that's a little bit of an update. It's just really good. I'm definitely curious to check out more work from this author once I finish The Starving Saints. Obviously not immediately after, but at some point in the future, I think it would be really cool to check out her other works. Yeah, I'm just having a great time with it. So I'm gonna go probably just lay down like I've been doing. But yeah, I got out of bed. That's a little bit of a success. So yeah, I'll catch up with you at some point in the future. That's all I got. Hi. Again, it's been like almost a full week since I last updated. So in total, I've been reading this for about a month, but good news. I've come to tell you, I finished The Starving Saints. It's done. So I just went ahead and, I went ahead and read the rest of it, like the last 40%, all in one sitting, or really 2 sittings. So yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the ending and my overall thoughts. And I am in bed, once again. It's Saturday. I just got back from like doing a bunch of shopping. I needed some spring clothes. Did that, and there was way too many people outside. It's like the entirety of the city where I live, they decided, oh, let's all go to the exact places that I was going. Traffic was bad. People need to stop moving here. But anyways, it was successful shopping. I got some stuff. But let's go ahead and talk about this as a whole. We'll talk about the ending first. So, last time that I left off, I think that was when, everyone had kind of split up and were trying to figure out how to solve everything on their own. But I'm not gonna spoil anything, right? So my thoughts might be a bit simpler. But obviously saints are not who they say they are, or they're not up to the standards, obviously, that everyone thought that they were. And so they're trying to figure out, like, these are saints. How do we, one, get rid of them, and two, stop them from having an effect on everyone? So we have Fasne, Servan, and Trela working together, but also kind of not. Working together and not happy about it. So they were just trying to figure out, what can we do to get rid of these, like, holy saints, because they are obviously not who they say they are, and we shouldn't have asked for them. So they're each doing what they can individually and then coming together to create a plan. And let me tell you, they have to create multiple plans because some plans of theirs do not work. So it was just really interesting because they thought, oh, we've come up with this new way to destroy the saints, and then the saints were like, actually no, we have other powers that you don't know about. And so I really enjoyed this. There was not a moment, even though it took me like a month to read this, that's not the book's fault, it's just my fault. It was really captivating. I mean, the setting was, of course, dark and gritty, and it definitely felt like, because, everyone was trapped in this castle, right? Or the castle grounds. Look who it is! And so it definitely felt very contained, and like that feeling of being trapped. But I think that actually worked in the book's favor. It just felt so, like, instead of having to build up this crazy setting of like all these worlds and stuff, she could just focus on the character building and the plot, which was really nice and obviously worked really well. So setting was good, the characters were really good. They had to make a bunch of sacrifices, obviously, to get rid of the saints and do what they had to do, and the build-up was great. She keeps distracting me. I'm losing my thoughts. The build-up, the tension was great. I was never bored. I kept wanting to read, but I just didn't have the motivation. So that was good. And I think the ending kept building it up, and it didn't let me down. I was very satisfied with the ending. I think everything for this book worked, and it worked well. Which is what I had seen online. It definitely has that confusion aspect of you don't really know what's going on, and you don't know what the truth is, which I know some people don't like that. And so sometimes for me it's hit or miss, the confusion aspect, where you have no idea what's going on and you just have to wait for the book to give you the answers. So sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. I liked this one because I guess it was part of the setting I like, and it didn't feel too far-reaching. I mean, well, obviously, the saints, I don't know, but I loved this book. I am giving it 5 stars. It's my second 5-star read of the year. I loved this book. It was so good. I am so excited to check out more of Caitlin Starling. I have 2 other books of hers. The Graceview Patient and The Last to Leave the Building, the Room, Calypso. I have 2 more of hers. I'm excited to get to both of those. Probably not like immediately, but yeah, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna have to hold it up. It was really good. I really loved this. I just really like ancient settings like that aren't like focused on romance and stuff. So give me like the grittiness, the drama, but like it doesn't have to be a romance. It really doesn't. Just give me something like dark and creepy and gross. If you're going to read this, please check the trigger warnings. There wasn't too much, but like I'm just going to say cannibalism obviously is like the main one. So yeah, if that's a thing for you, just it's a big part of the book. But yeah, so I think I'm going to leave this video here because, yeah, I said I might read that other book that I got from the library. No, that one's probably going back to the library, just because I don't really have time. These are due in a couple days. I don't have time. But I'm going to end this video here. Perfect book, 5 stars. Really enjoyed it. Really interesting concept. And just really unique, I feel like. So I'm going to leave this here. Good time. Recommend. So thank you so much for watching. I know this was pretty disjointed and everything kind of looks the same because I didn't move from my bed. So going forward, I'm going to try and also put clips of me doing other stuff, and then also moving around my apartment so everything's not in bed. But yeah, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.